And the last jutsu in Kabuto Yakushi's kit is Feather Illusion Jutsu. Now, as far as me, I know like a lot of people use this jutsu to pitfall others, but I feel like that's just a mechanic that comes with it. I mean, you literally fall asleep in midair. I don't think it's that cheesy. And another reason why I don't feel like it's really cheesy is because it's an ultimate. It's not like you can throw it back to back unless you're talking about the people who mod the game. But other than that, yeah, I don't feel like it's a bad move. I'm actually good with everything about it. I have no complaints about it other than I feel like it's for a pre-shipping version of Kabuto. I don't feel like it's for this one. But other than that, I have no other complaints about it. I mean, how do you feel about it?
I would say I personally love Feather Illusion. I think that it's a jutsu that it's really beneficial, especially when you're running in, pitfall maps, because it really provides healers an opportunity to actually get kills in the match. Oftentimes, healers, especially in a 4v4 situation, who are primarily playing like support type healer, oftentimes are the ones getting farmed. You know what I mean? And yeah. I was doing some incline scrims recently that I actually posted on my channel. And one of the matches I went 0-4, and I apologized to my team. I was like, "Yo, I'm so sorry. I got farmed. Like this is, there was really nothing I could do. And one of my clientmates was like, "Bro, that's healer life. You know what I mean? Like, there's something you're gonna do. Like, you're a healer, you're gonna get farmed. That's kind of it is." What it is.
It's one of the reasons why a lot of people stop playing healer. Like those who are actually interested in healer, one of the reasons they stop playing is because they feel like they're always targeted.
Which is the case, because if you don't kill the healer, you're not gonna win the match. If you got a good, if your opponents have a good healer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just the reality situation is like when I'm in matches and people don't target me, like oftentimes we end up perfecting them, unless it's like a situation where the other team is just putting out so much more DPS than my team is, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like Feather Illusion in that regard really, especially on pitfall maps, provides healers an opportunity to really be able to kind of get some kills in or play a much more supportive role in regards to kind of setting up jutsus, and I think that, was the game's first time at really trying to tackle like Genjutsu period, right, in the game. And I will say that it definitely isn't as effective on non-pitfall maps, but still can be really useful for setting up for jutsus like Hashirama's like or even like Kiri or Kamui Shuriken or a number of different other jutsus. It's great for setting that up, you know what I mean? And what's great about it too is that healers also get credit for the kills if they happen within the time span that Feather Illusion is activated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember back in the early days where healers got all these, way more powerful, if you wanted to say that. Healer ults, teams used to get scared to get around the enemy healer after a certain point in the match. And I'm not even talking about pitfall maps, I just mean in general. Because they're like, oh no, they can put us to sleep at any moment and then take advantage of the situation. So I've even been played in this before I became a YouTuber, but there's been moments where I've played with people in the past and they would literally be too scared to get around the healer after I'm gonna say maybe 2 minutes in a match. They'd be like, don't get close to that healer because they can put us to sleep and then they're all gonna hit us with their ult at the same time and it's gonna be over.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the situation now, especially like in team-based game modes, like in scrims, like everyone's like, they always are just like, hey, let me know when you're about to get your sleep so we know when the enemy healer is gonna get their sleep, right? So it's always like a situation where like everyone is still like anticipating like we gotta watch out for the healer, especially if it's a good healer and they time that bad boy right, like, you know what I mean? Like you're very much so in trouble. So yeah, because you can get a 4-piece with sleep if you pop it right. You know what I mean? It's pretty incredible.
Even outside of pitfall maps, I feel like Feather Illusion is a good jutsu, especially in flag battles. You get that flag and you have a team that's very aggressive and they know where the flag is going to drop every single time, you knock it out of somebody's hand. Putting those people to sleep, that right there is almost game over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, Feather Illusion is super clutch. Like, I mean, it has so many uses, you know what I mean? Like, definitely in combat. Even I've been in situations where people have used it on base battle. I mean, where they like actually won because you know they put us asleep on the base, and then next thing you know what I mean, like the base gets capped because by the time we wake up, it's already a wrap. You know what I mean? Like something unless we can hurriedly like reset the base, sometimes we have like seconds before that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, like I like to say those last. Not those last, but even like just a few seconds can be crucial in this game. So if you can even stop somebody from doing something for 3 seconds, that is a long time in a fight that goes this fast.
But yeah, no, I mean, I would say like, cause, you know, I feel like Feather Illusion in the beginning of the game was like the game's first attempt at really trying to figure out how to implement Genjutsu into the game, and I feel like they definitely did it to an effective level. But I feel like when you're introducing now secret techniques like Koto, I'm like, Koto is a full-scale jutsu, and it isn't like we're like looking at the user's Sharingan in person to really be able to get caught the way that you would in the anime. And so I'm like, why couldn't you translate that to Feather Illusion? But then I also feel like Feather Illusion becomes completely broken because then it's like you're not safe at any point in the match.
True, right? But another thing about Koto Musakami is that's a move that doesn't require eye contact.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't require eye contact. You can actually see Danzo use it against Mifune while he still had the patch over his eye. You don't have to have eye contact to use Koto Musakami.
Oh, so that's why. Okay, well then scratch everything I just said.
There's not many, but there are some Sharingan techniques that don't require eye contact.
I mean, this is so in my ideal world, this would be the thing that they would do to adjust it. But I also know that, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? And I feel like any adjustments to an expansion of domain, or any expansion to like the area of its effect would make it completely broken.
Yeah.
And really problematic in matches where you're like across the map trying to get to your team. You have the healer pops the illusion all of a sudden now because you're on the other side of the map. You know what I mean? Like you're impacted. Like that would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like that's why I feel like I'm completely fine with the way it works. There's moves that are good that can be used in cheesy ways, and then there are just moves that are just straight up cheesy. Feather Illusion is one, although you can say it can be used in cheesy ways, it's kind of hard to say that at the same time because it's not used that often in a fight because it's an ult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
its cooldown isn't like super quick, right? Like it actually, ult actually comes before Feather Illusion typically. I feel like, I think I agree, like Feather Illusion is most definitely probably one of the more balanced jutsus in the game when it comes to ults. Like,
that's a good word. Balanced.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more balanced. And it's definitely meta, right? Like you definitely see healers running that in, combat situations, in, clan wars, in scrims. Like it's something that the comps team uses on a pretty consistent basis. And it is relevant for all game modes, not necessarily just combat or flag. People use it for base, for barrier. It really has a lot of uses and it's very versatile.
I think that's another reason why I like it is that it does no damage, but it's still very useful in all game modes.
Yeah, and it's also like it can come in clutch. Like like Feather Illusion resets. I don't know if it resets your subs, but I know it resets your ninjutsus. You know what I'm saying? So like it may not necessarily get rid of your steel gauge technique, but like if you're beating up on teammates, sometimes popping Feather Illusion is like it really help to turn the tide in the match, right? Because all of a sudden your teammates getting jumped, you put everyone to sleep, and then you have the capacity to either help your teammates pop ults or help them run away, and then you're able to give a couple heals. Like it's really useful. Yeah, so that's all I got in reference to Feather Illusion. I feel like it's really well balanced.
And that's all for today's video discussing Kabuto Yakushi and what he brings to Shinobi Striker as a character. If you guys want to see what Xeno Martinez and I think that Kabuto should have brought to Shinobi Striker based on the way he looks, again, his channel will be linked in the comments and the description, so make sure y'all look out for those. And just before we leave, I just want to thank you again, Xeno Martinez, for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited about being a part of this. And as y'all already know, it's hot out here, but your boy wouldn't know. Period.
My name is Inada. Huge shout out to Xeno Martinez, and we out here making major moves.